Hello, we've looked at the physical action of shifting, and now in position changing and shifting we have to have 2 points clearly in mind, and we need to know which finger should measure this distance. Let's have a look at that with these exercises. You'll see the music on the screen. I'm going to do number 18 and it's number 1, the exercise 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The interesting thing about shifting is that you'll hear a slight gliding noise. Now, what makes this interesting is because we can use the shift in 2 different ways, a technical way or an expressive way. In a technical shift, we're trying to get from one place to the next place for practical reasons, and it's not about sensibility or expression. So we want to make the shift as inaudible as possible. When we're shifting where we do want to hear the glide, we call that an expressive shift. So for instance, in Beethoven Violin Concerto, there's a lovely moment where we have a fingering that goes like this. And you can hear this lovely curve. And that glide joins the notes like a singer. It's a very natural thing. When I'm thinking about the shift, when I'm thinking about a technical shift, I call that glide a glissando. But when I think about the expressive shift, I call it a portamento. So in my head, I've defined these 2 different glides. Let's have a look now at the piece called The White Steeple. And we'll play this. Now you can think for yourself, oh, I'm going to make an expressive shift or I'm going to make a technical shift when I'm playing this piece. Here we go. 1, 2. I hope you start to see the importance of, first of all, being comfortable in any position that you're playing on the violin and how this helps. And I hope you also start to understand and feel why it's important that your left hand shouldn't be pressing too hard into the strings. It gives you so much more freedom to be expressive and to facilitate the movement around the instrument. Let's look at melodies that shift by scale line to a higher position. When we are ascending, the finger that glides is the finger that we are going to. When we're descending, the finger that glides is the finger that's on the string. So if we have a look at this exercise, number 21, it gives you examples of that. And we'll play this exercise and we'll use the gliding finger as an intermediate note or a guide note. So you'll hear this extra note. So it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And on the A string, 3, 4. Now, obviously, when we play this in contests, we don't want to hear that guide note. But when we practice it, we play it with a very audible guide note initially. Now, I wanted to have a look at the next piece, number 22, and think about how we're shifting on these scale line shifts. 1, 2. So again, you probably heard me playing with very audible guide notes. Now, if I played that as I would want it to sound, I'm going to make the same shift, but you're not going to hear the guide notes anymore. 1, 2. So what I've just played used technical shifts. So the glissandi that I was using was less audible. I didn't really want to hear the shift. And you might also notice that I'm still making the same shift pattern. The shifting finger is still doing its job, but as I arrive at the guide note, I put the finger I want down so that you don't hear the guide note anymore. Now, if we look at our etude in the style of Sarasate, and if we look at bar number 6, we'll see an example of a technical shift, and this is a scale line shift. So if I play it with an audible guide note, it would sound like this. Now without the guide note, if I know what the shifting finger is, if I know it's the 1, then I can measure that distance and that will give me the accuracy in this passage. So I've measured the distance, I know which finger I'm using, and then it's spot on.